Clay Martin here with the Reservation Tactical. Today we're going to talk about some AR accessories. You may have noticed that we're in the backyard instead of on the range, so we're waiting on my son to be born literally any minute. And if he keeps this up, he's going to be born. He's going to start life with one demerit already for being late to formation. Oh, yeah, I Pinterest. Do something. One thing we're certainly not going to do is give any gardening tips, but neither here nor there. All right, so talk about our AR accessories and what goes with these. All right. Most of what people are going to try to sell you for an AR is snake oil. It's all a bunch of nonsense, and it's not going to help you it's not going to help you shoot. It's doing nothing for you. It's a waste of money. It's a capitalist system. It is what it is. But I want my subscribers to spend their money on things that actually matter, like bullets and some more bullets. Oh, move from the back of the AR up to the front. All right, start off with our buttstock. Really, the only choice here is fixed or collapsible. Most people are going to go with collapsible. That's fine. That's what I use most of the time too. But you don't need to spend a bunch of money on this. I went through counter-terror school with the old nonsense one that came on the Colt platform or whatever. It was just fine, and that's still what a lot of guys use to this day. It is really nice. It sticks in your armor. Works very well. If you're going to use a fixed stock, don't discount the old standard M16A2 buttstock. It's actually very nice. Or if you want to step it up a little bit, I like the Magpul PRS. Just because it's adjustable for my cheek weld and for my length to pull a little bit. Honestly, neither of these buttstocks is really going to change the way that you shoot. It's not really going to help you out that much. All right, moving forward. Next, we've got our pistol grip. I like the Ergo Tactical Deluxe. It's a little bit girthier. I can see where for some of you guys it feels more natural to have a skinny pistol grip, but I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to tell you that honestly, pistol grip doesn't really matter that much either. You spend $30 buy a new one. It does make it a little bit more comfortable, but it's not really gonna change the way that you shoot or anything like that. Triggers we'll talk about another day. All right, moving up to something that does matter. Here's our standard magwell opening on just a regular factory AR-15. For some of my guns, I do like to stick a magwell on there. The one that I prefer is called a GB Custom, which may or may not stand for Green Beret Custom, I don't really know. Anyway, comes out of the wrapper. It's about a ½ inch thick. See, it's got kind of a big opening in there. And this actually gives you about 80% more real estate for jamming your mag home. All right. How does that really help? All right. It doesn't matter at all if you hit your reload perfect every time. And I hit it perfect every time. What it does allow you to do, because it's a bigger opening, you can get a little bit sloppier and a little bit faster and still sync your reload. So that's really that. These aren't that much money. They're like 80 bucks. They bolt on. They're tough. They're fantastic. One of the reasons I like this magwell over a lot of the other ones, this one here is in silver, just so you can kind of see where it meets the gun. One of the things I like about this magwell is that it's not gigantic. I've seen some of these other ones, plastic ones from companies that extend down to about right here. The big problem with that is when you grab your reload, if your hand's too high up on the gun, you're not really getting positive control of it as you sink it in. This one's only about a little ½ inch difference. It's not that bad. Here's an old trick that I learned from Mike Pannone himself back in about 2006. All right, Mike told me this is a secret Delta Force reload trick, so I'm not really sure that I have the clearance to put this out on YouTube. Black helicopters come shut us down, you know what happened. But out of Mike's own mouth, here's the Delta Force reload trick for fixing this. All right, I go to stick my magazine in, my hand's too high up on the mag to get it in. See that? Hands too high. Problem solved. Anyway, I like magwells. They make things a little bit faster and just a smidge bit more reliable. All right. The next thing that I like to add on, if I'm not going to put a magwell on, is called a ready mag. All right. The only ones I've seen that work well are from Boone Packer. And as you can see right there, all they do is they hold one magazine in the gun, the next one slides in right beside it. All right. Now, there's a little bit of a problem with anything past about 2008. Boone Packer decided to listen to all the tacticards living in their mom's basement that didn't like it. If you press the magazine release, both magazines fell out. To all the soldiers that have ever carried one of these, that's exactly the point. When I hit the magazine release, I wanted them to both fall out. That's exactly what I wanted to do. So coming up here in a couple weeks, we're going to make a video, show you how to modify the post-2008 Boone Packard Ready Mags so that they work like the pre-2008 models. Well, all right, moving on. Why do I like this so much? A couple reasons. Number one, anybody that tells you you can't shoot off a magazine in AR-15 is just wrong. You absolutely can. You will not cause malfunction as long as you have good magazines. If I have a Ready Mag on here, I've got a bigger base to be able to press down. It's going to be a little bit more stable. All right. Second thing I like about this is no matter what happens, if I leave the house and I've got a Ready Mag, one in the gun, I've got 60 rounds. The part that's absolutely fantastic about this is it's almost the fastest reload that there is. All right, press the magazine release, and we go. It's great. So what's the one downside to using a Ready Mag, if there is one? It's only this. You'll get to this point where you have kind of what looks like a retarded reload if you don't have a Ready Mag on your gun anymore. The best way to do a reload with a Ready Mag, as I get ready to press the magazine release button, I reach out and I grab both magazines. All right, I press the magazine release, I pull down, drop the first one, and slide the second one in. And as long as you're using a Ready Mag, this is still very, very fast. The bad habit part of this comes from when I switch over to a regular gun and I don't have that, I'm actually wasting a little bit of time because it's going to be ingrained in me if I use a Ready Mag all the time to reach out, throw that away before I grab a reload. Makes sense? But all in all, I really like the Ready Mag, and for a combat gun or a competition gun, I think this is absolutely fantastic. What's the advantage of this over the other options that I have for carrying multiple magazines or for carrying more than 30 rounds? Well, I'm glad you asked. The two things that people usually say when I say Ready Mag is they either bring up the Surefire 60 and 100 round magazines or the 50 round drum, or they bring up banded magazines like this. The 60s and 100s, I think, do have their place, but it's not what I would carry for a primary mag in like a combat gun. There's too much shit that can go wrong here. Also, if something does go wrong, I've lost 60 rounds or 59 or 58 or whatever. Some higher capacity if I just have one bad magazine I have to chuck away in the middle of a gunfight or something. Also, these 60s are significantly taller than even a 30. It's going to make for a really weird prone position if this is your primary carry magazine. And the 100s are even more, so they add about another inch. So, what about banded magazines? Why wouldn't I do the 35-cent duct tape solution instead of the $100 Ready Mag solution? There's a couple reasons. Banded mags, you might see me run. I run for competition occasionally, but I would only run for competition. This is one of the places where competition stuff doesn't meet tactical reality combat stuff. And we'll wait on that airplane to move. Number one, alright, I can only really run one set of banded magazines. Alright, if I try to stick this in my cool guy plate carrier, alright, shit ends up looking all weird, and it would actually fit in most magazine pouches. If I'm running a Ready Mag, any two magazines that I have become my gun magazines. Right. Second thing, the reality is, if you're in the business of walking around shooting people like, soldiers and shit, alright, you're going to end up walking a lot of miles if you ever get to blast anybody. Right. One of the things that I've seen happen before is, over time, one of these rounds will start to creep out of your magazine like this because there's nothing to protect it. And when you go to do your cool guy reload from bang, 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 shit's not going to happen. Right? It's going to cost you valuable time, and you're going to chuck this thing away, and you'll be down 30 rounds, and have to go back to your pouches to get something else out that works. The really nice thing about a Ready Mag, that second set of rounds is fully protected. What else? Alright, some people don't think about it a lot because they shoot on flat ranges with their other bullshit, is bullets get dirty, alright? one of the things about protecting the rounds that people don't think about, like I said, I've crawled through a lot of mud and shit in Iraq, which is supposed to be this urban fight. People don't think about the fact that your shit actually gets dirty in combat zones. All right? It's even more so in places like the jungle. All right? So protecting your rounds actually does matter. I'll show you what I mean. Alright, and here's some of our YouTube audience cringing a little bit. Did he just throw a $3,000 scope and a wheelbarrow full of mud? Yes, I did. I know for a fact that my lead pole will take that, as will my gun, because I've done it before. It's absolutely amazing to me how many tackle ninjas show up and their guns and their kit are not even remotely dirty. My point is this. I shake this off of my Ready Mag magazine. Pull this out. Those rounds are still clean. I can still use this. Not so much my banded magazine guns. Right, there's no way that is going to cycle. And the dirtier it's been, the more issues I'm going to have.